Today we are looking at the performance of Elemental Shaman in a Horrific Vision run solo. And I'm really sorry about this. Oh my god! Hello my friends, welcome back to the channel, Gyro here. Maybe the situation is not as dramatic, but once again, as I welcome you back into this series of power checks and my personal opinions of how a casually geared alt is performing in Horrific Visions, I was not impressed with Elemental. I do not pretend to know the best how Elemental is performing in other types of content in 8.3 because I do not play Elemental and I only spec in different, respect my alts into various specializations to check how they are performing in Horrific Visions for my own amusement and to entertain you guys and just to educate you and myself as well in the process. So the thing is, guys, is that when I record some previous videos, I have no gift of foresight, obviously. So when I say that something sucks, or when I say that something is too soft, or when I say that something is wonderful, or when I say that something is amazing, I honestly have no idea how will I feel about the next run. Sometimes I record these kind of narratives, these speeches for you guys over the video, over the footage that you're watching. Sometimes I record them after I have played a couple of runs, so I kind of actually have a bit of an idea of what I want to talk about. And yeah, whether or not I want to stress some negative or very positive sides of a particular spec before I record. It will make sense in a second. I am about to say not many good things about Elemental Shaman, and I wish that I wouldn't feel like a broken record if I had to say, why do it to yourself? It's too soft. It's not built for this. It's a pain. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a broken record here because I already said these things in one or another form about other specs, but without gift of foresight, I kind of have to repeat myself if I discover another spec for myself personally that sucks as far as solo performance in Horrific Visions within 450 item level range and with the cloak rank 12, not the top rank of cloak, no gift of the titans, if all of these factors are taken into consideration. I hope you forgive me, and if you're a dedicated Elemental Shaman, guys, I welcome you to this little club. I'm not here to deliberately just bash shamans or Elemental specifically spec and say you're wrong for picking to play it. Everyone has their own reasons to play specific specs. This game is to have fun. World of Warcraft is such a world and it's been around for so long that I think it's very easy for us, especially kind of more mature veterans of the game, it's easy to forget that it's intended to still be a game. We're not judging personal choices. I never pass judgment on personalities of people who choose to play something I don't choose or I don't approve. Who cares, right? We're all here to have fun. Please, with this little disclaimer out of the way, forgive my fairly scathing remarks that are about to come for Elemental. It is not for me. It is not for me. I would go as far as saying to you right now, before you duck out and before you leave the channel, and I hope you decide to stay, that I am even more disappointed with how it felt than I am with a Shadow Priest. Ooh, I know. But I did play Shadow Priest a little bit in the background. I did. And spoiler alert, another video of not a full clear, but a 3 chest run. Or was it 2? I can't remember now. 3, I think. Of a Shadow Priest is coming your way. Shadow Priest is horribly undertuned, is a spec with many problems, and perhaps Elemental is not as much when you look at other content. And when you're not a solo runner, when you are supported by a tank, supported by a healer, no one is bashing right on you, etc, etc, etc. In that case, perhaps, maybe, tell me if you know better, maybe Elemental is not as bad as it felt to me in this particular run. Yeah, I clear the Horrific Vision of Orgrimmar fully. it doesn't mean that I didn't clear it, but the clearing of it was painful as hell, and I would never do this to myself again. And if you have a choice, my friend, don't even think twice, spec into enhancement and go have fun. And even then you'll feel soft. And even then you'll feel like you need to have your finger very much on the pulse of the, the healing surge to top up your health periodically, because especially without food buff, and I am running a food buff here, which is probably one of the reasons why I made it through. Anyway, if you haven't seen enhancement, my feedback on enhancement, I did find it soft, but it's an enjoyable spec. It's an enjoyable spec. Playing solo, right? By definition, if I'm saying obvious things here, I apologize, I kind of have to repeat some of these things, plus I don't know exactly who are my regulars watching this and who are new people who just popped in, so I kind of have to repeat bits and pieces, I apologize. So, with solo pushes of Horrific Visions, how it works, you're obviously always having enemies in your face, unless you're a pet class. Then you are at range, but they are not in your face. Or unless you are a class, a spec that's built for kiting. For example, Frost Mage can kite fantastically well, because by definition you're slowing enemies down, you're at range, you probably can hop around a bit. I know you can do it with other classes as well, but just bear with me, okay? Just follow the general narrative for now. Elemental has Ghost Wolf. Elemental has Earth Totem or Grounding Totem, whatever it's called these days. So these tools, they do allow you some form of kiting potential, of course, and I am not a professional or proficient elemental. I already said it. So I do appreciate that I am probably just not doing it right or something. Fine. But I don't do it right on a lot of other specs that are not my specs. And yet I still have heaps of fun with a lot of them. And I report to you on this channel to save you the time, or maybe give you ideas of where else you could have fun with different alts before Shadowlands starts. Now, in this particular case, what's good to say about Elemental? Elemental is ranged. Elemental starts the fight, engages the fight, and is capable of a good burst from a distance. Then they come to you and troubles begin, because in Horrific Visions solo, that's what I was kind of getting to before, unless you are specifically built for kiting as a spec or as a player, unless you are just wonderful at it, sooner or later they come to you. The angry mob comes to you, and you will see I do use Thunderstorm. I appreciate tools that Elemental Shaman has. I push them away. I don't use Totem much. I don't use Grounding Totem or Earth Totem, whatever it's called, much here. But I have used an essence, I think the Vision of Perfection or something it's called, from Mechagon, that is reducing cooldown on my Fire Elemental dramatically. So I can use my Fire Elemental for the boost that I need fairly often. But again, it's not a tank. It's not something that takes away the mobs. It's just something that helps you get rid of them faster. I tried, okay? I tried with every single class. It's not like I just and I give up and then I pump out this boring content for you guys. I put passion into each one of these content videos. Some of them are more successful than others, obviously, because some people are more, like, there are sometimes more people interested in coverage of a specific spec. I appreciate that. That's cool. But trust me saying all this stuff, nasty stuff about Elemental, it's not because I didn't try. I just didn't like it. They were bashing in my face. Maybe it is a little bit amplified, this negative kind of impression is amplified by the fact that I don't have a shield. It's not a one-hander and a shield build, because I simply didn't come across a good weapon, a good pair of weapons there. So I'm using a staff from Temple of Sithralis, and the staff is alright. Yeah, it's not too bad. As you can see also with the food buff, as I said in some other videos, Ghastly Goulash regenerates 2% of your health in a Horrific Vision per second. It's a huge self-sustain, huge! And it conceals a lot of possibly these outbursts of, glass cannon, too soft. It conceals it from you guys. I could do a better job of covering it, but then I won't be able to possibly clear Orgrimmar or Stormwind fully. And in these videos, not in all of them, but in these videos, my goal is to clear it and then tell you how it felt as a process of doing it, to basically have a little bit of an apples to apples effect of comparison rather than apples and oranges all the freaking time, okay? So as they come to me, as they start bashing on me, as I try to kite, as I try to gain distance again, I think, I can't remember exactly, but if you watch closely, if it's your spec, surely you will spend some time here. I think I even use Hex a couple of times. So I even try to polymorph someone to even make my job a little bit easier. I even try to do the right thing, yeah? But it just, none of it felt good. None of it felt good. It all felt try hard for me. It felt like I had to rely on the lengthier casts. It had, yes, sure, some talents reset the cooldown on Lava Burst. There are some satisfying moments in playing Elemental Shaman. There are satisfying moments, absolutely. But first of all, even Enhancement is not my spec, but Enhancement has a lot more of those satisfying moments, that I can tell you for sure. Elemental, however, even with the cool funky tools, even with Fire Elemental, even with Earthquake, even with, I don't know, with other kind of stuff available to Elemental, just didn't feel it, guys, didn't feel it. And I know I shouldn't feel bad. I know I shouldn't feel bad because I say enough disclaimers. I'm never here to bash your favorite spec. I'm never here to bash it. Come on, let's be smarter than that. Let's see through it. But I almost feel bad that I have to say these bad things, and surely someone will take it like, well, come on, man, like you know, you're wrong. Okay, I'm wrong, but I do not recommend it to people who are similar to me, who are looking to have fun, who are looking to feel like they dominate content and they push through it and all of that kind of stuff. And especially the last thing I'm gonna say is that this feedback applies particularly to classes that have multiple specs that are very capable of clearing a horrific vision. So I know that probably at higher item level even a priest can do this. And I know that at higher item level even a holy spec can do it. I've seen like a video of some dude and it was impressive, okay? But again, I haven't had to say this disclaimer for a long time, but guys, if you're not paying attention, I am running barely in 450s. Barely in 450s and not with Gift of the Titans often. I am not in 470. 470 trivializes a lot of content just like the Cloak does when it's fully ranked. This one is not. Just like the Mother's Archives do when they're fully maxed out. These are not. So I'm just saying to you that your experience, your mileage may vary, and it probably will. For me, I think I already made all the callouts. The long casts get interrupted. They bash on me and I don't feel like I can gain distance from them. It kind of all becomes a bit too much and a bit not enjoyable. And even though that there are moments where Elemental Shaman is like, yeah, I'm Elemental Shaman, boo, everyone go away. Even though there are moments as such, I think your time is better spent to gear up your Shaman as enhancement, especially if you're like me and you think that Horrific Visions right now in 8.3 are the best available satisfying solo content available to you in World of Warcraft, because that is what I feel. Let me know what you feel, because your opinion matters to me a lot. I feel like I do need to express my opinions. I enjoy doing this, I enjoy publishing these videos for you, but main enjoyment for me is experiencing your interest and support. I appreciate you subscribing, I appreciate you liking the videos, and I even more appreciate when you share your opinions with me in a respectful manner. So far, I was very blessed with you guys. But you don't have to agree with me. Let me know what I'm missing. I was missing a lot of points on Survival Hunt at first. And people turned me around, and now I freaking love it. I don't think I'll love Elemental Shaman, mind you, regardless of what you're gonna say, but I still want to hear what your experience is. And I think other people who are maybe a little bit more shy to speak out in the comments, whatever, but they might read your comment and it might turn them around. They might say, look, something cool is going on there. Anyway, I encourage communication. I love doing this for you guys. More videos are coming to you every couple of days. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will talk to you very soon, next time.
Please be advised that a noticeable taste of blood is not part of any test protocol.